lecture is on pranayama, studying the life force and understanding what pranayama really means. So this is a Sanskrit word. Pranayama is a Sanskrit word. Prana means life force, energy. Chi in Oriental medicine, in Chinese. Chi, which is spelled C-H-I, and Chi is also spelled Q-I, and it's pronounced Chi. The Q-I is also pronounced Chi. And then in Japanese, it's called Ki. It's spelled K-I, but it's pronounced Ki, K-E-E, okay? So prana, life force, energy in English. In Chinese, it's Chi, Chi, Japanese, Ki. Prana is the Sanskrit. So these are just different languages. Sanskrit, English, Chinese, Japanese. But you may hear some of these terms. So it's all the same thing. And it means energy. So yama, and yama again, I just always like to remind people that there's lots of different words can take on different meaning depending the context that it's being used. But in this sense, yama is the science, the study of the life force. So it's the study of the life force. I do want to make it known to you that in northern part of India, they usually don't pronounce the A. So they would say pranayama. In the southern part of India, they would say pranayama. And so two of my greatest teachers that I worked very closely with for 27 years, Dr. Deepak Chopra, a world-renowned author and physician, the author of this book, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, and an amazing leader in spirituality and understanding the universe. Dr. Deepak Chopra and his best friend David Simon, they founded the Chopra Center for Wellbeing in San Diego. And Deepak, being from the northern part of India, would say pranayama, asana, he even said yoga, okay? And in the southern part, David Simon, who's from Chicago, he studied in the southern part of India before they had met. And so David Simon would say pranayama, asana, shavasana, and yoga. And so I work closely, very closely with both of them, so it's interesting. I find myself, sometimes I say pranayama, and sometimes I say pranayama. I don't know, it just depends. So if you hear me fluctuating back and forth between pranayama and pranayama, it's just both of my greatest teachers for so long have used one said pranayama, one said pranayama. And it was so funny because Deepak would say yoga. You know, he did a lecture or seminar with 300 people and he said, Claire's going to be guiding you in yoga. And so, you know, I said, I don't think they understand yoga. But that's how they call it. In Northern India, it's called yoga. You know, asana, shavasana for shavasana. But in America, we've kind of taken on the A, more popular than the southern part. So just so you know that, and you know, right or wrong, it's like tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. The English pronounce a little differently, but you can't tell them they're wrong or they're right, or we're wrong or they're right, right? So just be nice and easy with all of it. So the prana, there are so many pranayama techniques to help increase our energy. And so I'm going to talk about them today. And I do want to just point out in your manual, if your American Yoga Academy manual, okay, if you turn to the 7 key points of yoga, you're going on page 7, you're going to see the yamas, which is a social behavior, and Shannon talks about these. The niyamas, personal behavior, what are you doing when no one's looking? Nutrition, okay? If you turn the page to 10, then we've got the pranayama, short little section, which talks about there's breathing techniques that you are going to learn, so many breathing techniques. And you've already learned, which ones have you already learned? You've actually learned 3. 1 in yoga class and 2 before meditation. So what are they? the 3 breathing techniques you learned in yoga class?
Belly
Belly breathing?
Yeah.
Rhythmic breathing and alternate nostril breathing. Yeah. So, and you're going to learn many more, but we're just going to take it piece by piece. I'm not going to teach you all these breathing techniques all at once, okay? So there are, as you can see in the pranayama, there are energy enlivening techniques. The sun gives you energy, the moonlight, everything actually that you're learning in this future training is giving us energy. Asana is giving us energy, so these 7 points, they're all giving you energy. When you move your body and sit in a good way, you are creating energy. As you create space, when you have great space in your body and posture, you'll have more energy, okay? Meditation is a pranayama technique, which helps calm and quiet the mind, and when your mind is calm, you have more energy. The yamas is what Shannon will talk about in the 8 limbs of yoga. The yamas are how you behave socially, being kind, being nice, not stealing, being generous, okay? And then the niyamas, purity in your thoughts, continuing to learn and study, nourishing the body, mind, and soul. All that is energy enlivening techniques. So also if you turn the page to relaxation, we'll be going over that at a later date, but relaxation is also about living in a relaxed manner, meditation, and then when you turn the page and you go to page 12, these are the breathing techniques that we'll be learning. Okay, there's about 6 of them. And more, and these are also in your Breathe, Move, Meditate book. So just so you know, we'll be learning a lot of breathing techniques, which are called pranayama techniques. Okay? There's only one thing. A lot of people think that pranayama techniques are only breathing techniques. So I want to educate you that there are lots of techniques that increase your energy and that will give you more prana, more life force. It's not just breathing. The breathing techniques are called pranayama techniques, but there are other pranayama techniques. Eating whole foods grocery store, great name. Eating whole foods gives you energy. Okay, whole foods things as, you know, the vegetables, the things that are whole and they're not ground up, or it's not processed food. Okay, things like that, that will give you energy. Drinking water. The sun, everyone, the sun is, a pranayama technique is to walk in the early morning sun or the late evening sun, to get the rays of the sun, the energy, the moon, to bathe in the moon, to take moon baths, to sit outside and get the moon, but to actually, you can bathe, you can put on some warm clothes and actually sit outside. There's nothing wrong with sitting outside in winter. In most European countries, when people ski or restaurants, you're sitting outside and you're having a cup of coffee and in your boots and your coat, so you can sit and just get the energy of the moon. There's a lot of energy in the sun and the moon, and we know that scientifically speaking, because the full moon can rise the tides in the ocean. It can rise the water. Okay, smaller when the water lowers down. And if you think about it, we're 75% water. And that's why people feel sometimes, well, if you understood that when the moon is full, that the water is being lifted and probably affecting our brain and our hypothalamus, that you may feel a little bit different. It's a good thing. But sometimes people feel a little whacked out around the full moon because they're not honoring and respecting this different kind of feeling, okay, that they're having. So more and more in other cultures, and you're seeing it here, that there's full moon celebrations, celebrating the full moon, having, gatherings together to honor. So all of this, moon bathing, walking in the sunlight in the morning or evening, even walking by water, walking in a park, being in energy around the elements, the elements of the space, the air, the ether. The earth has a lot of energy, okay, fire from the sun, water, moisture, these elements are all around us. And I mean, even if you think about the earth has got a lot of prana. If you think about the earth, if you were to go down deep into the earth, there's lava, there's energy, and the earth is spinning and vibrating the earth is, it is pretty amazing that we're not just flung off, right, to the earth. I mean, here we are, gravity holds us down, but walking on the earth, and even with shoes on, obviously you're not going to walk barefoot. They say that a very energy enlivening technique is to walk barefoot on the earth or in your yard on the grass, as long as there's no chemicals on the grass, right? And walking on the beach. But you can also walk with your shoes on and you will still get the energy of the earth that comes from there. So I have been asked to do lectures, and one particular one was many years ago at a public school in a particular town in New Jersey. And the principal had found me and said, look, we would like you to come and lecture to the parents, and we would like you to lecture on breathing techniques and some movement. And then he said, but don't use those funny words. And I said, what funny words would those be? He's like, well, don't say yoga. Or, sometimes people say prana, if you could just not use those words. I'm like, my goodness, but you hired me because you know I teach yoga. And you don't want me to use the word yoga? He's like, no, and don't use spirit, okay? Body, mind is better than body, mind, spirit. He said, because we have parents that won't understand these words and might think that it's, like I said, it was many years ago. It's different now, but many years ago it wasn't quite accepted. So here I am, he wanted me to do all these energy techniques that will give people energy. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't call it prana, I can't say body, mind, spirit, I can't say yoga. So I was thinking, because everything I was going to talk about in the breathing techniques and the meditation were pranayama techniques. And so I remember sitting at my desk saying, okay, yoga means union. Yoga means union, so I just crossed out yoga, I put union. Union, I just turned it into English. Union of your body and mind, okay? And so, pranayama, what does that mean? What does pranayama mean? Prana means energy. It's the study of the energy, the life force. I want to teach them breathing. I want to teach them some chair yoga, which you'll all learn. And I want to teach them some mindfulness techniques, because instead of meditation, mindfulness techniques and relaxation techniques, because you can sit in a chair and do relaxation techniques. And so I'm thinking, what could I call it? What could I call it? And I said, energy. I'm awakening the energy within. What would be a good word? And you know what I came up with, which is a great word for this, and you should probably write this down. So if you were to, pranayama techniques are energy enlivening. That's a nice word, right? Enlivening. And instead of exercises, because a lot of people don't want to exercise, techniques. I like to use the word techniques. That's a good word. Techniques. Energy enlivening techniques. And you can do workshops on this. Energy enlivening techniques. And when we have more energy, this is our aura. Okay? Our aura is our energetic field, our electrical field. We're a bundle of energy that's moving, flowing. We're vibrating at a frequency. Okay? Energy, vibration, frequency is within us and all around us. So when we do these different techniques that are increasing our energy, our aura expands. Our energetic field. So aura and energetic field, same thing. Our energetic field expands. And that's what you want to be, in a state of expansion instead of tight with constriction. Right? So not eating good food that's nourishing, bless you, not moving your body, not taking time to quiet your mind, whether through relaxation or meditation. Okay, if you're not being a nice person, or you're grumpy and tired, or you're lying all the time, anything, telling the truth is an energy enlivening technique. Because let's face it, we've all probably got ourselves caught up in the little white lie or fib, and then it expends a lot of energy because you have to tell people, don't tell. And then you have what you said. And then all of a sudden it's exhausting. Isn't it exhausting? And then someone says the truth, and you're like, oh my God, you weren't supposed to tell, right? So it's this whole spiral. But as yogis, yogi is someone who studies yoga, studies union. We start to become aware of living a good life, of living an honest life, of living a generous life, a kind life, a life of contentment, a life of gratitude. All of this is yoga, and all of this is going to give you energy. Okay, all of it, everything we're doing, even drinking water will hydrate you and give you energy. So kind of think in terms from this moment on that everything you do from asana, which includes movement, and sitting is finding joy in each position, to calming down, and in the meditation workshop that we've recorded for you, and calming and quieting the mind. This is all energy enlivening techniques. Even this book that we'll be studying, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, and there's a recording also on this on the New Yoga DVD, okay? But how you really want to be looking at this book is one principle per day. Sunday law of pure potentiality, which is understanding your spiritual essence, taking time to quiet your mind, not judging. Judging. We find ourselves judging so much, and when you judge a lot, that's exhausting. And that kind of depletes energy. And so our beautiful spirit, so body, mind, and spirit, are the 3 aspects that make us who we are. And when we kind of start to let go of judging, or at least we realize, oh, I'm judging, let me not judge that person, or that restaurant, or that place, or that thing. And you start to have more energy, because a lot of judging, of complaining and whining, I can't believe this person did that, and I can't believe this school is like this, and this school does this. And at university, when I go to the chairman's center, they're not quick to get back to you. So many we're always finding, instead of understanding and being open to infinite possibilities and understanding that everybody's doing the best that they can with what they've been given. Because judging kind of goes side by side with complaining, So spending time in nature to get outside, even in the winter, will give you energy. The other principle of giving and receiving, if we just give, we're going to get depleted, right? There's a two-way street, giving and receiving, right? Karma, this is such a great book. Karma, choosing, and this is the philosophy of yoga, choosing the right choices. So we learn in yoga class on the mat how to find the best choice for our bodies, right? Legs straight, knees bent, hands in front of the knee, hands behind the knee. Roll up the mat if you're on your knees for more cushioning. Raise your arms, don't raise your arms, lower your knee, raise your knee, right? We find the best choice. And when you're finding the best choice and becoming aware that you're a conscious choice maker, you'll have more energy. So see, all of this is energy enlivening. Least effort. And these principles are everywhere. They're not just in this book. Okay? There's books on the principle of allowing. And that's least effort. Okay? Least effort. Not struggling or forcing against the moment. So it's raining, so we're doing rain. It's snowing, we're doing snow. You're in traffic, you're doing traffic. Right? Okay? You lost your wallet? Yes, this is terrible. But now you have to not freak out and start blaming everybody. Be aware, okay, and when you stop letting go of blame, and sometimes people get really spiral themselves and get very stressed over things like, look, there are reasons to get stressed for sure. There's big things in life that will cause us stress. Loss of a job, loss of a loved one, different things like that. But rain, snow, traffic, losing your wallet, these are small things. Okay? These are small things. And so if we stop forcing against them, you'll have a lot more energy. You'll have a lot more energy. And by the way, if you're always in traffic, then there's 2 things. You can leave much earlier, or you could leave a little later. And talk to whoever. If you have a job that you have to be to at a certain time, you'll have 2 choices. You can leave earlier and get to work early, Or you could talk to the people that you work with and say, hey, what if I left a little later and got in at 9:30 or 9:45 instead of getting here at 9, where it takes an hour. So there'll be two choices, and they'll say either yes or no to one of them, and then that's what you do. Or take the train. I don't know. There's always going to be a solution when we practice least effort, not struggling. Simple, big things in the philosophy of yoga teach us detachment. You know, not being rigidly attached to how we think we have to be. Okay? So giving yourself freedom to find the most natural way to be. This is all part of the philosophy of yoga. And honoring your unique expression, which is what we call dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word for purpose in life. And if you can really be aware that you have a purpose in life and you can find your purpose in life, okay, in your job, because you may have a job that you don't like, but that's because you don't realize the purpose of your position. And if we could just teach people the purpose of their position and how important they are, then it would be different. Okay? And we all have a dharma, and many of us have one or two or three dharmas, purposes in life. And for those of you that are parents, okay, that is a very big dharma, the most important dharma, okay? And to embrace that, and know that that dharma will change and evolve and grow with the child, okay? And then eventually, for me now, my dharma is to take care of my 92-year-old father. So the dharma switches, you know what I mean? It switches throughout life, different purposes, and to understand and not resist the change that comes along. So all of these things are energy enlivening techniques. And even when we have desires and intentions, you know, to get the things we want will give us more energy, right? But to also understand that when things don't seem to go our way or we're not getting exactly what we want, it's because there's something bigger and better out there, okay, for us. So you're going to be learning all these principles, but seriously, everything you do from the moment that you wake up in the morning, okay, to what's waking you up. Hopefully your alarm is a nice energy enlivening room. And not or, you know, the news comes on, and 10 minutes, the traffic today, blah, blah, blah. I mean, wait till you wake up. You know, and ideally, someone that studies union and is now in line with nature will wake up with the sun. You know, will wake up in the morning and start to wind down, to wind down later. But think about it, how you wake up. And what's the first thing that breaks the fast for you? Breakfast, breaking the fast. The first thing that you want when you wake up is to drink a room temperature glass of water. And that has been studied and researched for many years. It's just not out there. It's not talked about too much. But you have been fasting since, say, you go to bed at 10 or 11, and now you wake up at 6 or 7. You have been fasting, right? The first thing that should go into your body, not ice cold water because you'll freeze your organs up or shock them, but just room temperature. Someone says, well, water doesn't taste good. I'm like, water, just filtered water, just drink it down. If you want to put a little lemon slice in to give it a little fun, but the water just hydrates your entire body. And if you've ever seen a little plant that's wilted because you forgot to water, or even if you buy tulips and they run out of water, they all fall over, and you put the water in the vase and they all come right back up. It's fascinating. You want to hydrate. First thing to break the fast, your body and your organs. And it'll actually boost your metabolism. So water, you just think about it. If you go through the day, how you wake up, what you first put in your body should be water. And what are you eating? Hopefully some nutritious food for the morning. And what about the clothes you wear? Even everything that you do all day long is an energy enlivening technique. From the clothes you wear. If you're wearing pants that are pressing into your intestines, that is not an energy enlivening technique. Okay? You want your 28 feet of intestines to have room. You want the clothes that you wear allowing your skin to breathe. So, you just want to think about it. Brushing your teeth is an energy technique, flossing your teeth, right? Because these are all energy enlivening techniques. Eating, walking, moving the body. And you don't have to be extreme, like, okay, I'm going to start moving my body and going to yoga every day and doing an hour and a half of yoga. I'm going to go to the gym for an hour and a half. No, just something each day that we move our bodies. And then you'll have more energy, and then you'll be healthy, and you'll feel good. You'll feel great. Okay? Does anyone, so do you have a little bit of a deeper understanding now what pranayama means? So it's definitely part of Pranayama Techniques. There's many breathing techniques that are pranayama techniques, but it's not just that. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay, yes.
It just kind of makes me think about whether it's conscious or subconscious. Sometimes you go someplace and the energy doesn't feel right, or you feel like you just don't belong there, or you go somewhere else and it feels like you just walk in and it just feels so inviting and so comfortable.
Right, well, I mean, there's going to be all those places, whether it's different people's houses. I mean, my friend burns a lot of incense. I can't go to her house. I feel kind of sick. Or I can go to someone else's house and it feels good. And actually keeping the flow of energy beyond your physical body, but into your extended body is your home, your car, your office, and within your home, your bedroom is the most important room in the house. Why? Because you spend more time there than any other room in the entire house. And you're resting and rejuvenating. You know, and if you have a partner, sacred sex. But your bedroom is so important, you spend more time there. People think that sleeping is nothing. You would die if you didn't sleep. Sleeping is important. Your bedroom is super important. A yogi feels energy. When you are expanded in an expanded state, you'll feel energy. And you'll be, and you will be guided to be in places where it gives you more energy. And if a place doesn't give you energy, you're not going to hang out there. You know, have you ever walked into a particular restaurant? It's not that the restaurant was good or bad, but it just didn't feel right. Maybe it was too crowded, it was too loud, maybe it was too dark for you, or you've gone into different people's houses. I mean, here, and the energy, understanding the flow of energy in Chinese is called feng shui. It's increasing the flow of energy in your living space. In India, it's called vastu, which is studying the flow of energy. In English, it's called clean out the clutter and keep your house clean, and the closets and all the different things behind the scenes that people don't see, because people think, well, I don't see under the bed, so I'm just going to stuff it under the bed. Oh, I don't see the drawers, but the drawers are very much a part of your flow of energy, and if everything's stuffed in the drawers, I mean, we keep the closets, the cabinets neat and organized. We're getting rid of stuff, we don't have a lot of clutter, right? Even with the way that we design the room, auditorium style, meditation style, lunch style to face each other. Okay, this is all things increasing the energy. So at Seton Hall University, the first day of school, I spent the first half hour in the very first class of having them first close their eyes and notice how they feel. Then I have them, they've all got their coats over their chairs and their backpacks by their feet. And so I have them move their coats. We have some hooks we can hang them up, and if we didn't, I'd have them put them on a table in the back of the class and put their book bags, pull out the books that they need, and then put their book bags and backpacks off to the side of the room. Okay, then they sit back in their chair and they notice how it feels. Okay, and then I teach them asana, to sit with their legs crossed, instead of sitting there like this or like this. I talk about the organs, that you'll have more energy. When you sit upright and keep your feet flat or feet like this. Sometimes when we come into the classroom, the tables are all disarray. Okay, and then we fix our desks and tables so that there's rows, just like we do here. So that we have rows, that people can comfortably walk around, everybody comfortably. We open the blinds, and you can create a space that will give you more energy in your home. And if you want to, that's a whole nother lecture, feng shui, but if you want to first you start to increase the energy in your body, make space in your body, and then you'll be more apt to be able to then, your extended body is your home. And the first thing is your bedroom. So if you want to focus on one room, because you can't look at your whole house or your whole apartment, it might be too overwhelming, start at the bedroom. in the bathroom, and then the kitchen. And all the rest starts to, but it's a continual process. It's not a one-time clean in your car, of course, if you drive a car. So it's a continual cleaning, organizing. But start with your body first, and your mind. Your mind, that's why we meditate. That gives us a lot of energy. Okay, to calm and quiet the mind. Alright, so any questions about that? So just really be aware of that. Because as yogis, yogi is someone who studies union, studies awareness, is mindful. A yogini is a female. Yogini, okay, is a female. And then yogi is a male or female. Very similar to an actor or an actress. So an actress is a female, and an actor could be a female or a male. Right? You could say, oh, she's a great actor, but you wouldn't say he's a great actress. So I just like to say, I don't say yogi and yoginis. I just call everybody a yogi. So thank you so much for this wonderful lecture that you'll be able to teach if you choose to. So namaste.